Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and tonight I'm going to do a necklace with the Cozy Mountain Retreat TGBE Midwinter Market Design Kit from SoftFlex. And I did not do an unboxing of this, but they do have an unboxing on their website. But it did come with two kinds of wire. We got the fluorite and the copper. Both are medium. Beautiful Jesse James bead strand that I had to buy separately, but I needed it. I really wanted it. I needed it. I wanted it. So there you go. And this did not have a mix, but it did have some gorgeous check beads. Look at these. Olive, the kind of an olivine color. And then you've got some beautiful fire polished in kind of a peridot and brown. And then some really pretty, almost looks like burled wood rondelles. And then also beautiful copper pine cone vintage, along with some very pretty leaf charms. And then copper ear wires and a lobster claw and some crimp beads. And this stunner, now this came in the box like this. This is by Gallery Laser Cuts. It's a mountain scene. And I zhuzhed it up a bit. I took a paint pen and I outlined the trees and the little house. And then I added some rhinestones, some little flat back rhinestones to kind of look like the night sky. So it comes in the kit like this. I did see where some other folks did that, so that was cool. So that's going to be our focal. And then this gorgeous strand, we've got some table cut beads and beautiful boho beads. I love this crushed shell bead right here. We're definitely going to use that. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't play with some of the colors. Like I said, we didn't get a mix from Jesse James Beads. They'd made a strand, but did not come in this box. There was some copper wire too. I'm sorry, some 22 gauge craft wire in copper that came with this kit as well. So I went ahead and went through my stash, and I actually went through some other things I had from Jesse James Beads that I thought might go with this. And we are going to be playing, of course, with color. I have this really pretty mustard pottery bead that I really liked. We've got some more pottery here, and I did pull a bunch of copper, and I love these. I think these are clay, but I thought they kind of picked up the brown. Got some more kind of olive green in here, and look at these fuzzy guys. I don't know if I may use them for earrings. I don't know. And then I love that bead right there. And I thought it played nicely with this shape. Kind of echoes that shape. So, and then these kind of look like snowballs, right? And they've got that frostiness, so you've kind of got a snowball frosty thing right there. And then also, opposite green on the color wheel is red, but I went with more of a copper. So I'm playing up more copper to warm up the green. Although the olive green is a very nice warm green. And then I also pulled some more leaf beads, some smaller ones in copper for the necklace. And then I love these wood beads as well. So I don't know if I'll use everything, but my thought tonight was just a multi-strand necklace. We've definitely got to make a feature of our focal piece. So we'll probably do that first. And let me just move these over. I'm just going to push this up here for now. And we're going to, let me get I was thinking of the boho bead, the pendant hanging from that as our focal. So I think that's what we'll do tonight. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. Didn't do much, just, you know, sometimes you just gotta relax. I am making some bread today, so and I did make clam chowder, so I wasn't totally non-productive. But these are pretty too. I like these. So I thought this would be, oh look, it's got little pearls in it too. Wow, that's really gorgeous. Okay, so that it would be our focal, and it already has little bead caps on it. The only other thing I thought I might do, I do want to use both of these colors, and so one strand I think I'm going to use the copper, and then when I do the second strand, I'm just going to attach a second strand to the first. I'm going to use the fluorite. So we're going to need to make a bail with our, let's see if we've got, did I pull that copper wire? I may not want to do that. I was thinking of doing copper wire, but I think I'm going to use all SoftFlex material today. It is very versatile, and I do love their copper color. So let's see here. How do we want to do this? This is going to be the longer strand. All right, so let's see how we want to do this. I don't want to go, I feel like I've blinged this out quite a bit, so I don't want to be too dramatic. I think I'm just going to do a simple, I forget what you call this, slip knot. And that's one thing that I love about this wire. It's so supple. All right, and then we'll attach our boho bead. Just like that. It's not really hanging the way I would like it to. Let's see. We may have to do a bail after all. I suppose I could tie it in a knot. Let's try that. I do love working with the SoftFlex wire. It's so, I just love how the beads glide right onto it. And you really can't say that with much other beading wires out there. How do we feel about that? Okay, plan C. So plan C, we're going to use a crimp bead. And that way it'll be loose, and I think it'll hang better. Let's try that. Had this been like a gemstone, I think the slip knot idea would have worked. But it's not heavy enough, I don't think, to give it enough tension, if you know what I mean. But I think I like that. I think that'll work. So, make sure these aren't crossed. We will crimp. I love this color palette. It's so mountainous feeling. I don't know. It's very, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Fresh, like an evergreen forest type feel, I think is what I'm going after. And it is still winter, so. Now, a lot of you have asked me about how I come up with my palettes. So stay tuned, because the next bargain bead box we get, I'm actually going to walk you through that process, how I do that. I think I've just mentioned it before, just in words, but I'm going to show you step by step. I had a couple people, several people actually ask me how I come about and do that. So we're going to take the bargain bead box from whenever we get it, the next one, and I'm going to walk you through. So let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. And then we're going to do a palette challenge next month in the Facebook group. For those that want to participate, it's totally voluntary. I just think it'd be kind of fun. Once I show you how I do it, I would love to see you all come up with your own and see how you like it. All right, so I think that's going to work better for me. And now I'm just a matter of stringing my two sides. And I do want to pick up, I love these boho beads so much. Let's see. I'm just going to play around with some patterns here. I love these. They're very pretty. Let's see. That's some beautiful copper. I love these star bead caps as well. So maybe we'll do 3. Then I'd like to pick up some of this. Maybe we'll do that down here. Let's put 3 over here. Oh, and I've got these fuzzy guys too. I just liked the texture. And we may not use those today though. Maybe another time. All right, let's see. Boho bead. I like these little hishi beads. They're the slightest mint green. I don't know if you can see that. Probably next to the white. It's probably makes more sense. And here's some olive. Maybe we want to grab a couple of these. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that yellow in there. So maybe we'll pick some more up over here. A little bit of mustard yellow. I love the little mottled surface. I think it goes nicely with the wood grain and the texture in this bead. Oop. Whoopsie. All right, so that would be row 1. I think I want to add another copper. Just another little pop of copper. And then for the second row, maybe we'll hang well, we'll play with that when we get to it. I think I'm gonna string this part of the way up, and then we're gonna add some of this green to make kind of a second tier. And we're gonna use smaller beads. Oh, I wanted to use these too. Let's see. So maybe what we'll do, maybe we'll do another, no. Okay. Maybe we'll do these in the second row. feel like more green needs to go there. I'm thinking. Maybe we'll save these green ones for earrings. Those always look nice with earrings because you can wire wrap them. So I think I'm going to save them for that. And here's some little tiny green. Just want another little hint of green in the front here. All right, let's see how this looks. Oh, and we have some spacers here too. I think I'll grab a spacer. I like these little frosty donuts. That gold color's pretty. And these bead caps are really pretty too. Yeah, I just rated some Jesse James beads mixes so that I had some variety and a little bit more color to play with. And that's really all I did. A couple of Hishi beads. Love these pearls. I think I'm going to put one of these little daisy spacers. And then the boho bead. Well, sometimes you got to get the angle just right. There we go. Then we're going to stack these lovelies. I love these. They're very smooth too. I think that's the other thing I like about making jewelry. Just feeling the textures, the different textures, is a very pleasurable experience for me. I don't know about you all, but I do like the tactile aspect of it. And check glass is such a delight to work with, I think. Okay, so let me do the other side. I want to make sure I go in order. This is a very pretty, very rustic collection, I think. I really like it. Some little owl charms would be pretty with this. Or any kind of little forest creature, some fox charms maybe, would be cute. I saw the cutest video. It was a raccoon hugging a deer, a baby deer. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. I guess this reminds me of the woods with all this. But yeah, he was hanging off the deer's. The deer was sitting down, and he was just having a ball. Hugging the deer, swinging around the deer's, getting on the deer's back, and the deer's just looking at him like, "Are you amused?" It was really funny. That raccoon was having a very good time. Oh, animals crack me up. I don't know where Mama Deer was, but she must not have felt too threatened by the raccoon. Okay. Now, I think actually before I put these on, I want to work on my second layer. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a couple of these crimp beads. I think I've done this before. I do like to do this. There's many ways that you can do a multi-strand necklace. This is just one way. So I do want the green to show. So I'm not going to bead this whole thing, but I'm going to make a shorter, let me see if I can just eyeball, I'm just going to eyeball this, but I'm going to make a shorter loop here. Well, you know, maybe I will make it longer because I do want to use more. Let me just string these on. So my thought is we're going to take our crimp bead and we're going to attach it like this. And then we're going to crimp this fluorite color right up next to this bead. So let me push some of that in there. You do want to line this up. You want it to hang right, so I'm going to pull that. It needs a little bit of room. I wouldn't get it super close to that bead because you are going to need a little bit of movement in order for it to hang right. So we're going to crimp these two layers together, the fluorite and the copper. And I'll trim that end later. Now this, if you have that magical crimping tool, certainly can use that and make that look like a little bead. So now we're going to put our other beads on this side now. Okay, so here is our, so the green, let me cut this. So this is going to hang however long you want it. I think I'm just going to, I don't want it to be super long, but I think that would be pretty. So now we're going to decide what we're going to string here. And I do want to use some of these leaf beads. Let me pull those out. I'm going to do smaller beads on the inside here. We use more green. I love these. Couple copper beads. Let's see. A couple more of these guys. Maybe we'll just do one of those in the middle. That would be pretty. And let's see what we get here. We have to add and take away. I'm not really measuring this, I'm eyeballing it, so. do a leaf bead. Green one. Maybe a spacer bead. Let's see. I think I'm going to grab one of these little miracle beads. Oop. No, I'm not. It's going to go flying. Oh my goodness. What would a video be without beads going flying? All right. Is that going to hang as far as I want it? I think so. Now you can kind of see where I'm going with this. I mean, you can connect, you know, multiple strands multiple ways. This is just one way. You could use connectors. You could use rings, some soldered rings, you know, whatever you're in the mood for. But I did want some of this SoftFlex showing. So let's see. It's just going to be peeking out. It's not going to be like a whole lot of it, but I think you'll get a little peek of that green, which will be nice. I just got to make sure I'm going in the right direction with these. I do like these little copper leaves. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. I tend to do that sometimes. Okay. I'll grab, whoop, there goes another one. You guys should see my floor. It is ridiculous. That's why I insist on wood floors in my bead room, because I can at least sweep them up. You know, with a carpet they get lost. Of course I have a little area rug, but all right. So now that's gonna kind of go like that. So we're going to add another crimp bead. And Oops. Sorry, guys. I am a little close to the camera because I want you to see what I'm doing. So now the decision is how far down do I want this to hang? Because like I said, I want some of this wire to show. And I don't want a ton of it to show, but I just want some of it to peek. A little peek. That may do it. Let's give it a go. Sorry if my hands are in the way. I'm just trying to keep my wire from sliding too far. Oop. All right. Now let me trim this. And then you can cover that with a crimp cover. I'm going to put some bigger beads. I think right here I'm going to do the these really pretty bead caps to kind of hide that connection with these gorgeous, I think these are glass. That really shows off that nice, just round bead look. She really shows off that those bead caps, which are so ornate. I love them. You always get beautiful bead caps in those Jesse James beads mixes. It's amazing the variety. I do love a good bead cap. Okay. There we go. Now I think let me trim this a little bit more. Got a little piece sticking out here. Now we can continue with our beading as far up as we want to go. And I do like that. That's really pretty. So I think I want to add, let's do one of these bumpy. I like these sparkly bumpy beads. I'll put one on this side too. And then let's come in with this copper. I think I'm going to do 3 more of these. I love these. A couple more of these. Okay. Push this aside for a moment. Still have beads left over to make earrings. Maybe a bracelet. I do want to use those little fuzzy guys at some point. Let's see here. See, so you just have a little peek of this green, which I think is very cute. Maybe I want to do, I do like to taper. I don't like to have really big beads. I'll taper a few, some smaller ones up towards the top. Let's do 3 more of these. Oh, we did not use these rondelles either. Next time. Plenty of beads left to make some more items. Okay, now the question is, how long do we want this? And I think I'd like it just to hang a little bit long. So I'm gonna find, let's see, what do we want to do? Maybe a end of a toggle that we can attach this guy to. Let me search for one of those. Okay, so I'm not going to use the lobster, but I am going to use this. I love the texture on this toggle set. It really does speak to the textures that we have going on in here. So those are what I'm going to use to finish off our necklace. So we're going to just crimp this guy. I think I got to go see the eye doctor. It is time. You know, when you start pushing your glasses up against your nose. Time to see the eye doctor. I do like the texture on that toggle. That might have been a bargain bead box find. I do like to buy their toggles. They have the really good metals that don't have the nickel in them. They're cadmium free, nickel free. There's another metal that people are sensitive to that they're cadmium, nickel, something else. Lead. Yeah, no lead. I like that about their metals. All right. I don't know why I keep doing that. Snap. I guess I'm eager to get this done because it looks so pretty. You can't go wrong with the SoftFlex. So here's our leftover beads. We'll do more with this, or you may see it in a finished jewelry update. I've got Sam's box I haven't even touched yet for this month. And I did get word that I have a mystery bead box coming from Jesse James Beads. So lots coming. All right. So this is a double strand necklace. Okay, you got your connection point here, and beautiful beads. I love the little flower with that, and I love the bling on the pendant. I love that pendant by Allegory. And yeah, it turned out nice. It's lightweight. When you've got this, the other thing I love about SoftFlex is it's very comfortable to wear and take on, put on and off. And I do love the boho beads. I love this shell bead and all the, I'm glad that we added some of this rust color, and the mustard I think looks really nice with these greens and the copper. So I'm very pleased with that. Give you a little close up. But that's an easy way to do like a second kind of strand if you want. And I'll probably come back and do some crimp covers right there. But yeah, this is Cozy Mountain Retreat by SoftFlex. Filled in with some vintage and some Jesse James beads and a little bit of bargain bead box. As you can see, once you start building your stash from all these boxes, you can start mixing and matching, and you can mix your mixes. So don't be afraid to do that, because this is the kind of thing you can come up with. I'm going to turn it this way, give you another view. I like the way it turned out. And that pendant was very fun to play with. I like it when we get things like that. So thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Stay tuned for some unboxings this week. I'm trying to think what else is happening. Something else is happening this week. Yes. If I hadn't mentioned before, Valentine's Jewelry Blitz. I'll be starting probably the end of this week through the weekend, because we have Valentine's Day coming up next month, and I want to load up my Etsy shop with Valentine's goodies to sell. And I know a lot of you were curious about starting an Etsy shop, and I just opened it right before Christmas. So I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to make the pieces, and I am no expert on pricing, but I'll kind of walk you through my thoughts on that, and then we'll actually upload some of those things so you can see kind of the whole process. And then, like I said before, a bunch of you were asking me about how I pick out the palettes and how I do all of that. So be looking for the next bargain bead box. I will be walking you through what I do for that. So lots of cool stuff coming up. And then also in February, after I show you how we pick the palettes, we're going to do a little challenge if anybody wants to join. That's completely voluntary. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, it's under Marcie Creates. We'd love to have you. Lots of very nice, creative, wonderful people. Everybody shares and is super nice. And it's just a place to get inspiration, really, and to support one another in our creative endeavors with the jewelry. And please like and subscribe. Again, I will be having more videos coming to you this week. So take care of yourselves. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe, and I will see you on the next video.